Hello? I waited like a good 10 seconds that time, so if the hello didn't come through, then I just know that I did say hello if you're coming in like right now. It's just an awkward compromise that I have to make every time, and I know that I talk about it basically at the start of every single stream now, but it really does make me feel uncomfortable, the fact that I have to like sit here and try to gauge the timing, like going like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi to figure out when exactly I need to go. I'm sitting here trying to figure out the iambic pentameter of the stream start, counting the heartbeats as I go along. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Okay, we get 2 lines of iambic pentameter, and then I'm able to go forward. Shakespeare trying to stream putting together iambic pentameter lines about Fortnite. I wish I could whip out some like iambic pentameter on the fly, but honestly, I do not understand it well enough to just like quickly go, Fortnite. The gun is light. I mean, like I defaulted to rhyming because that feels like, oh, the default like poetry option is going to be to rhyme, but that's not even what iambic pentameter is. I just need it to be like 10 syllables, and like the syllables need to be stressed in certain places, but I'm not stressing them in the right places at all. Either way, today is Virtue's last reward. I'm not clicking in just yet because I kind of left off at like a very like kind of intense, maybe important moment. I can't remember whether I'm inside of a room already or whether I'm outside of a room, but it kind of like determines whether talking like this would be highly annoying while clicked in, and I would just want to rush through to get through like, oh, the story bits, because like, oh, can you blame me? I guess like it's weird to be upset at the idea of wanting to continue the story, but I do have like some things that I want to talk about, mainly because like I just haven't had the chance to yap. I thought I was gonna have more like yap ability like this week, but I kind of haven't. It's been kind of slow, but now I have thoughts. Well, mainly because of like what's been happening in Texas, because you know I am in Texas, and there's been just like a giant, not a giant, I actually have no idea. I'm not in that area, but there has been like a hurricane going through Texas, because like Texas gets like the worst of all worlds, where you get the tornadoes and then you get the hurricanes, and if you don't like that, well, I guess at least we don't really get earthquakes. The only earthquake that I felt was from a factory exploding, which I mean isn't great, but at least it's not a natural disaster, it's a man-made disaster. Maybe that's more horrifying than the natural disaster though, although you can stop man-made disasters, you can't really stop a natural one. I'm gonna be punching the earth saying, please stop, as it splits open and I fall to the earth's core and like melt in magma or something. But giant hurricane, I was actually like, I'm not in the area. If something horrible happens because of the hurricane, and I'm sure like horrible things probably did happen because of the hurricane, just note that like I'm outside of the zone, and because of that, like I'm taking it more lightly than I probably should. Not to say that I'm taking like the horrible things that could happen because of a hurricane lightly, just it doesn't really impact me as much, so in my mind it's something kind of fun. Well, I mean, can you even blame me? Because like if I saw a post on Twitter where HEB had made hurricane, what's it called, hurricane barrel cakes and stuff, and then apparently like they do that all the time in Florida, and you know they get way more hurricanes than we do, and they're probably like more extreme. I actually don't know if they get more hurricanes than we do. I would assume so, but it does feel like we get a whole lot coming in from the Gulf. So I just have no idea where we stand on the hurricane top to bottom statistical list, whether it's like the amount where it's like, oh, stabbings in a Shakespearean plays versus beheadings. Are we the beheadings or are we the stabbings, you know? But I was looking forward to the idea of maybe getting to experience a little bit of some torrential rain, because it wouldn't have done anything horrible and it would have just like cooled down everything for a little bit. And this is getting somewhere called, I'm about to skip steps, sorry. Going from my iambic pentameter to iambic quantameter. I don't think that's the word. Welcome jury. Oh, but the hurricane kind of just like, it wasn't on track for me in the first place, but the rains and the storm and stuff was on track for me, and I was kind of excited for it. I woke up, I looked at my radar, and I was like, oh, 50% chance of rain. That's something incredible, because, and then I went outside and it was like 70 degrees. But you know, you get to the effect where I'm used to like the 90 to 100 degree weather with like 50% humidity or 60% humidity or whatever, and I'm used to that. So it's like, oh, used to as in like not like my body has completely adapted to it. I still walk outside and then end up like completely moist, and I'm not a sponge either, so it just sits on the outside of my skin as I glisten, which, you know, not the greatest thing in the world, but we do what we have to do. I have to specifically choose clothes that can like breathe well, or else I go outside and like the sweat is going to pool onto like my shirt or whatever, and then let's just say that I would look passionate. But walked outside this morning, it had already rained some, and in the 70 degrees, it put me into the state where I was like, oh, this is kind of chilly. It makes you feel like an old person, where you're like kind of falling apart. So the moderate temperatures, or even the moderate like anything, kind of becomes the extreme. You need to be able to live in like a 75 degree weather precisely, or else you'll like rot and decay. And you know, you have to be put into storage, and you have to be taken care of. Climate control is very important, or else you might mildew and mold. Or, you know, you have to go to bed by like 4 p.m. or else you won't even function anymore. That's just how it is. But like, you know, I'm still young, so I can adapt to the 70 degree weather. I just wasn't quite ready for it, so I stepped outside, and it was like, oh, this is kind of chilly a little bit. And I looked at the welcome blue. I looked at the radar, and it was like, oh, 20% chance. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. And I looked at the radar as well, and it was like it's weird whenever the hurricane weather shows up, because, you know, the standard process of like watching the storm go by is it's formed itself like a comfortable line, and it tends to follow that path, right? But then you look at the hurricane weather, and it's like the Beyblade on the entire map, and it's slowly twisting around, and it's got like it's not just a normal standard Beyblade, it's a Beyblade with like fan blades attached onto the side. It's kind of like a BattleBot creation that has like further ridges and stuff just to like blow your thing up and push it away from like everything else. So, you know, you'd expect at least those ridges to kind of twist into where I'm at, so I could experience some of the and I don't want to say that I wanted like red weather on the radar. I just wanted like a comfortable green, maybe a little patch of yellow. But where I was at, the green was like narrowly dodging where I was, and it was deeply disappointing to me. So I went to work, got my work done and whatever. Near the end of the work day, I hear it like start pouring down. Not like a yellow, still like a green, but it's a heavy green. Not like the outside tint or anything, or there wasn't a tornado, but just like a heavy green that could be somewhat comfortable if you were outside, but like I wasn't in the position for it to be comfortable, because like I didn't bring an umbrella, because I was under the impression that, you know, we were done with the rain. I did have a hoodie, but that's kind of not the ideal. It's unfortunate, because like I feel like umbrellas are the ideal way to kind of experience rain outside, to an extent, obviously, unless it's like actually like torrential and it's blowing from all directions, or it's like misty or whatever. Because with an umbrella, you know, one, in the summer, you don't immediately start like sweating to death, and then two, you kind of get to hear like the patter that is like so comfortable. That's what makes rain while inside so good, but you get to have the experience while outside and amongst the human population. Now, I not from the city, so I haven't had the experience. I haven't really been to the city while it's been crazy raining or anything. But I think that things get a little complicated whenever you're like in the city and there's like 20 people with umbrellas on the sidewalk. I'm really not sure how you like navigate that. Maybe it's something where like as you start to drive more and more, you kind of get better and better and more comfortable at driving. So like, you know, it's like, oh, I can't even tell that they're like braking. Their brake lights aren't on, but I can see like 20 cars ahead and their brake lights are on. So I better start slowing down right now, ease up on the gas, start slowly applying the brake to come to a smooth stop. I'm not there yet, but I'm sure I'll be there in like 20 years. I still have to react. But if you're like a 45-year-old dude that's been driving his entire life, then you kind of just have the foresight to be able to do that without reacting. It's called like the autopilot. You get the autopilot to a certain point, you just like slam to a stop. But like I assume for that it's about like, oh, their umbrella is 25 feet up, his umbrella is 2 feet above his head, that guy's umbrella is resting on his head, and that one has like a propeller hat with an umbrella on top of it. Now I have to like twist diagonally and rotate a little bit, that way I can not hit the pole of this umbrella while also avoiding the canopy of this umbrella. Maybe there's like the Penelope Gundam with the little stupid canopy beak thing as well, and you can avoid that too, but you have to squeeze through the point. And I imagine if you were to like slow it down, you could see kind of like the danceful art of umbrella movement, where you look at it from the top and you see like the slow rotation, and it might be something incredible. But that might be just like my naive rural understanding of how umbrellas work. But either way, the rain was not like a super fun kind of rain. It was like, oh, I started driving back because it was raining when I was driving back, and there's like the clear difference between giant like giant droplets versus like the tiny droplets. And the giant droplets are always preferable to the tiny droplets because like obviously just like gravity wise, the giant droplets should be like falling faster, I would assume. But whenever it's the tiny droplets, just like the volume makes it feel like it's quicker because there's so many of them like hitting the ground at the same time, that I guess it has a little bit of splashback, like if you were peeing on the side of the bowl in the toilet. But it was the small droplets today. So you end up in a position where even though it's like kind of mostly drizzling, if you make the mistake, and sometimes you don't have the choice, so it might not entirely be a mistake, it's just unfortunate timing. If you end up behind the person, and you know, I'm not saying like you're riding them, because that's completely on you, but you sit like the standard 3 cars back and they happen to have a trailer, it's kind of just over for the rest of the entire drive because you can't see anything. And so you have to turn on the wipers, and it's like, oh, but it's not really that heavy, so I don't want to use like the super fast wipers. So then I try to start with just the slower wipers that like go and then go that speed throughout the drive, but that's not going to work. And like on the right lane, the slower lane, there's a semi truck, and on the left lane there's like a smaller truck, but it's still bigger than a normal pickup truck that has like 2 cinder blocks on it, and he's decided that he's going to ride in the left lane the whole time. And so what sucks is that they were both going like the same speed, left lane and right lane, so there was no possible way for me to avoid like the tiny raindrops, 1 coming from the sky, 2 resting on the ground being propelled into my face, well, into my windshield, into my car's face. It would make Lightning McQueen's eyes water if he could do that. But anyway, eventually it did get past, and like I did move the wipers to the faster setting, and I was able to kind of almost see. But then you get to the point where it's like, okay, we've gotten past the semi, and it does look like the smaller truck guy that has like a very big bed with 2 cinder blocks on it, and the wheels are still spraying the water into my face. It does look like he's going to get over, but now I have to make a decision. Because now I am going to speed up to at least 70 to go the speed limit, because going the speed limit in the left lane, I mean, usually in the left lane, things, at least here, Texas has notably bad drivers. There's nothing that I can do about that. I have to kind of adhere to the Texas norms from time to time, unless I try to be run over. The driving in Texas is quite outre, and so we go straight forward 70 miles an hour. So do I make the decision of like, I want to get past this guy so I can get past him before like the next trailer or whatever, and I'm getting sprayed in the face? Do I speed up to like 75 and 80? Or do I just keep going the speed limit and pray for the best? Because if I go for the speed up route, there's always the chance of like, oh, now I'm increasing my chance of hydroplaning. And then you start skipping like a rock and then you like die or something. Honestly, I think my car is kind of okay to avoid like the hydroplaning problem. Because I mean, I've felt it for sure, but it's never been something that's been horribly dangerous for me. And also like my car is pretty small, so it's not like it's skipping all over the place. It's kind of got an easy way through, which honestly, maybe that doesn't make sense because I figured that the smaller car would have an easier time skipping. Maybe it's just like my tires or something. I think I lucked out on the car that I have, but you know, eventually did get home. And for the past like month almost, I've become like a candle guy, candle and like scents kind of guy. So like I've got my cologne, I've got my candle, I've got the thing that can plug into the wall that can make my room smell better if I can't use the candle. It melts like wax or something with a light bulb. That's the creations of the future. You can smell good without a flame. And then I've got like the cool little air freshener thing in the car. Not like one that smells super chemically and strong, I promise, because that's like a whole nother problem, but one that is like comfortable and it smells like sage or something. I think it might, no, it's tonka wood, I think. Tonka wood? And so you have the nice woody smell in the car, but that's the thing too, is like the smell is coming down on that. So I was getting my wires kind of crossed throughout the process where I couldn't tell if, because you know how tea works, right? Boil the water, grab a whole bunch of leaves, put the leaves in the water. All of a sudden, those tea, like the tea leaves or like the herbs or the flowers or like whatever is put into your water, that smell is pushed all, and it's the same thing for coffee, pushed all throughout everything. I think like the water and maybe the heat too, but a lot of the time I think it's just like an amount of water will just push that smell forward. So in my mind, like rain on grass on trees has a specific kind of like smell that smells very woody. Not like the toy, but like the trees, you know? And I was getting that smell throughout the constant drive that I had on my way home, and I wasn't sure if it was because like my my little air freshener thing had been revitalized, or if that's just what the outside world smelled like. And I've come to appreciate like seasons smell differently, right? Obviously winter smells cold and it's kind of like more biting and stuff, which that's more just like a description of temperature. But I think that you can probably understand what I mean by that, because there's a certain kind of like winter smell vibe beyond just like, oh, my nose hurts. Fall has like the nice, comfortable kind of smells. Summer and spring too. Spring obviously gets paired with like fall or a lot. Hold on. Sorry, I had to cough. But spring gets paired with fall a lot, so like the smells there are super comfortable. It's like a warmer version of fall. It calls for something a little bit more refreshing in the smell department than fall does. Muted the music? Yeah, I actually did. But like I also muted myself, I think. So I'm good. But the summer smell, unless it's like 110 degrees where it is just overwhelming and you have the hot air just going through your nose, and if you've been like next to an open oven, like as soon as you open it to like pull food out, remove the food smell, just take the heat smell. That's what summer smells like most of the time. Then you go and like turn the temperature down like 20 degrees, and then summer almost usually smells kind of like florally, because you get some of the leftovers of spring, which is like king in the flower department. Those leftovers kind of roll into the next season. They've been buried into the dirt to be preserved until the fall. And sometimes the flowers too just stick around. You get like an extra like flower grass smell. It's a hybrid. I associate summer with the smell of cut grass the most, which might just be because like, oh, whenever I was like a kid, I would have been cutting like mowing lawns like on the weekend through the summer or whatever. But that's just what I associate summer with, is like that. And you do have to like mow grass a lot in the summer. At least I do. We did not have a shortage of water. If I were in California or Arizona, it would be a very different story, but thankfully I'm not in either of those places. So that's just not where the smells are left in my mind. But I've moved closer towards like caring more and more about just like what I'm smelling, because it's just kind of pleasant. But for like the past like month or so, the candle that I've been completely unable to use it because like I have a normal lighter, you know, like the it's like a Bic lighter where you light it with your thumb, and you know it's a normal lighter instead of like a stove lighter that has like the trigger and it's like more flamethrower shaped. Flamethrower's too far. But this one I struggled to get my hand all the way into the candle. I almost shoved my hand into a lit candle. That wouldn't have been good. I talk with my hands, but you know, that might have been a little too far. So I realized like, oh, because I like, you know, whenever you have to apply pressure, I use my index finger now to light it, because I can get the most leverage with the most distance out of it. You have to be kind of strategic to get to the wick because it's halfway through the mason jar. And because of that, for a while I was like turning the candle like upside down to light it because I could more easily get to it. But now the problem with that is, at least aesthetically, there was a little bit of like loose wax in there, and it's rid up the like the side of the wall. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, wax like in strings caking the side of a jar just does not look that great. It looks like a different kind of jar. And if there were no wax in here, if there wasn't a candle obviously apparent, we would be having a very different conversation right now. Thankfully, we don't have to go there, but it's just something that occurred to me. Anyway, to light the candle today, because it's the first time that I've actually been able to light it in like a month, maybe a month and a half. I've had to, I grabbed 2 Coke Zero bottle caps. I stacked them onto the bottom of my palm. I put the lighter on top of that, and now this is a struggle because now this is requiring my index finger, because I don't have enough strength in like the middle or like the pinky or anything, but the index finger now has to stretch all the way up to the button while also maintaining the leverage that the 2 Coke Zero bottles have given. So like the hand sign that I kind of have to make here is like kind of like I'm about to throw a pitch for baseball or whatever, except the well, that's just like a grip, but like I'm pointing up. It's kind of like I'm making a number 1 with my hands is where we're at. And so then I turn the candle like almost upside down, and then I'm finally able to reach the wick. Now I did have to risk like the extremity because, you know, the fire does go like up and stuff for whatever reason. But thankfully I was able to light it without burning my finger off. I've just extended my skill set. However, I don't think I'll be able to light it again after this until I get a different lighter, because like I could continue to stack Coke Zero bottle caps in my hand to get more leverage, but then the problem is my hands are so small that I wouldn't be able to reach the top of the lighter anymore. I need like a little stool for my finger to get on so that he can reach the top of the lighter to light the thing. And also it's just going to be deeper in the jar, which it might look even more kind of like, you know, conspicuous. But that's the price that we have to pay to be able to smell good. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at that, and then we can go ahead and start now. It was a whole lot of nothing. That was just what was on my mind. Either way, last week left off kind of like at the maybe the most exciting that the game has been, with Kay just knocking us out and throwing us into a room and saying, "Oh, you have to live, and then being like, "No, we need to sit in Miyoji and Clover. I'm sure they're not dead." Oh, and Quark too. Either way, we can start now. Welcome, Holland. Were you just patiently waiting for me to shut up? We starting. We are. Did you see the plaque on the door? Oh, we did get into the room. That's right. There's like the fancy audio setup and stuff. He's a passionate audiophile.
The footage from the surveillance cameras.
I don't know what he needs all the speakers for security, so surely it's just a passion project. Does that mean we'll be able to see what's going on in the rest of the facility?
Sure. Right now, all the screens are dark.
True. We have to turn them on. Have you considered the power button?
Zero is just gonna let us watch whatever we want.
No YouTube. Hold on, I have to turn up my own audio. It's kind of hard to hear. I turned it down because the music was going to bother me while I was trying to talk. At least I think it probably would. I just needed something soft in the back of my head to continue to move me forward. But now whenever I'm actually trying to hear the characters, I'm having to sit here and strain to like, can I hear them? Can I hear them? But then I can't. Well, I can, but it's just uncomfortable to have to sit there like that. Vitalising, so just barely listening till now. Oh, that's fair. Well, it's a convenient time to finish. I guess like the yapping session did last about the time of a Fatalis quest. I'm just worried about them. Is there no chat? Did you miss the no chat on? Why is there no chat? Oh, thank you for pointing that out. I have no idea why there's no chat. Hold on. Let me grab that. Okay. Okay. Will this work? Oh, it's just not working. Hold on. We will grab a new browser. Sorry, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Okay. Oh, hold on. I forgot to copy like the CSS. Okay. I don't know why, but like my current chat box decided not to work, so we'll just do this. It's really long. And I guess we can just like move it down here for now. It probably looks kind of like awful, but that's the best I'm going to do right now, seeing as how it's like a live slapped together fix. I'm really not sure what happened.
Yeah. Well, let's
don't know what K and Dio did. Thank you for telling me. Insanely small, but it's okay. Yeah, I wish that I could do something to fix it. I honestly just have no idea how. We can make it a little bigger, but then it kind of like stretches in a weird way, and you know, it's just uncomfortable. I'll figure it out later. I'll have to keep like a backup chat ready to go. I used to have one, but I haven't had this issue in probably like 2 months, which is crazy. I think it's been like at least 2 months since it's happened, but I honestly can't be sure. Either way, security room speakers, they look pretty normal. They're kind of huge. I just rubbed it a little and it turned on. I don't think the rest is going to be that easy though. It usually is. Listen to the music. Isn't this kind of like way nicer than like everything? Why is it so futuristic? Look at the screen password. Looks like a login screen. Oh, true. It's only me and Phi this time. I did make like the thumbnail with just Phi on it, but I kind of forgot. I'll give it a shot. Enter the password, then press the enter button on the right. I will not give it a shot. I have no idea where to start. It's going to be like, oh, nonary. Death in the game. Known-ary game. Known-ary game. No, it doesn't fit. I was thinking maybe we could make it into an iambic pentameter. I have it a little bit on the mind. I guess we can just try to turn on as many screens as possible and hope that things work out. Some binders. I can't understand a word of this. It looks like some kind of code. All these binders are all like that. Shoot. What do they need all the code for in the security room? Maybe if they're fighting the robots, they can turn it all off. Sorry, I have to write a custom JavaScript to turn off the robots. We did not make a kill switch. And it's red. No way. Star Trek chair. It's blank. Nothing at all. True. That's going to be the common. Looking around the room. Oh, wait. This is so much more. Maybe this is kind of like a bridge. I didn't think that they'd have the whole lounge set up. Green chair, yellow chair. Oh, it is like different spaces. And the green one at that. A yellow chair sits before me. That's a big screen. Blank. I don't think the power's on. True. We have to... Oh, here's the power. Oh. Looks like we got 9 switches. There's a little thunderbolt icon up here. My guess is these are a bunch of power switches. They're all red. Does that mean they're all off? How about you try and flip some then? Did you hear something? I did. Kind of a starting up sound. Does this mean... I honestly was assuming that we were about to have to go to the route of... Oh, why don't we just turn them all on then? Can we do that? Probably not, right? Are we gonna have one turn off? It's gonna have to be like a certain combination, but I'm not gonna do these one at a time whenever I have like the power to turn them all on at the same time. Oh, we actually do just have full access. Have we been... I think we have been through every room that it's shown now. I kind of just went the correct path. Like, the ideal path. It's not blocking me off from anything. These are from security cameras. I thought so. What about Tenmyoji, Clover, and Quark? Can you see them anywhere? You can see just as well as I can. There's nobody there. No Dio or K either. Might as well take a good look at it, though. Nothing. Oh, just like Where's Waldo, except there's 0 people. Where's Waldo, but you have to use your imagination. That's the kind of card trip game that you could use. Look out the window, imagine that there's a crowd of people, and then try to... Oh, the 9th lion ate the sun. What's it got in its mouth? It's some kind of button, right? It looks like you can push it. Who gagged the lion? I can barely make it out, but I think there's something carved on the surface. The sun. So is this lion eating the sun? Yes. Whatever, right now we need to focus on getting out of here. I'm gonna push that button. That okay? Yeah, sure. Just lights off. Oh. Lights turned off. I guess it's a light switch. Incredible. Who knew? Oh. Hourglass with red sand. Hourglass with yellow sand. Strange looking set of shelves. Check it out. It's all lit up. Pretty colorful. Do you think it's a hint? Maybe. We've got stars. I assume that that's probably important, but I don't know how. I assume we have to organize it. The shelves are all lit up. Different shapes are different colors. So we have a red and green one, and then we also have a... I guess it is a red and green one as well, but it's flipped. Yeah, okay. The outside edges and the inside edges. Does it not want us to like be over here, I'm guessing? Oh, this is... Oh, that was already on. I forgot. How do we turn on... I assume it's going to be this stuff. This is pointless. It's too dark for me to see anything. That's true. That's true. Oh, whoa, wait. Somebody wrote things on the stairs. The fluorescent lights putting stars all over the room to entertain a 9-year-old. This one isn't going to be like quite as exciting for the 9-year-old as maybe they think it will be. Probably some stars and maybe some planets would entertain them. Even put like a dinosaur. I understand that those don't belong in space, but like a dinosaur I think would be very successful in the nursery. TM, there are letters on the front of the step underneath the red line. TMJYUVGJ. Hold on. What's the chair color behind me? It's yellow, right? Yeah, yellow. So yellow should be... Let me write this down. What is happening? It's just like every time I reopen this, I'm reminded of something haunting and terrible. We'll just use the green marker. Forgive my handwriting. SGD, that's a P. Hold on. It's a D. Q N Y. Okay. SGDQNY. Honestly, I probably could have just typed it in from memory. We'll see though. I'm gonna try type enter the password. Okay. SGDQ. Oh, I can't remember. NY, that's it. Oh, it's probably not right. Oh, it is just right. Oh, it looked like there was a whole lot more spaces, so I thought we were gonna have to fill it out. Guess so, good job. Cakewalk, sure, do you see this icon? The one in the upper left corner? Is this icon supposed to be an hourglass? Touch it and find out. Oh, they have touchscreens in 2028. The fad didn't die. Determine the value in seconds for each hourglass and fill in the blanks. Do we know what happened to like touchscreen laptops? I feel like they still can be significant, but it's only like in the form of laptops that can also fold into tablets. It's a weird thing because like I don't really come across them at all, and most like young people around my age, they don't try to touch the laptop screen. The only time that I've had like people attempt to touch the laptop screen are people in their 40s to 50s. So I don't know if that's a common thing where it's like Gen Xers are really struggling with the concept of not being able to touch the laptop, or if I've just missed out on most of the gimmick because I didn't have that kind of money. Think they're a neat gimmick with the folding phone? I think it definitely depends though, right? Because like if it's a laptop that can't like break its neck, then you're kind of just sat there awkwardly like touching at the screen instead of just using the touchpad, right? Folding phone for sure lasts for me. Because like the folding phone already had so much going for it, where like in the past, like you had the satisfying click of opening and closing it. That continued with the DS and like the all the forms of the DS other than the 2DS. It was a bold strategy to drop that from it. And I guess the Game Boy as well, because the Game Boy could like open and close. But then, you know, you move that to smartphones and you regain a lot of potential that you didn't have whenever we moved to just these flat Rosetta Stones. With like the folding phone, you gain the ability to just like open the thing, bam, answered the phone, close the thing, hung up, and it comes with a satisfying click so you can like slam it shut and then like, oh look, I'm angry and I hung up on you. It's the default of like a rotary phone and just throwing that thing down. We lost that ability as time went on because what are you going to do? You're gonna pick up your phone and like I guess you can like angrily tap the red button, but like that kind of just looks pitiful in the way that just slamming a phone shut doesn't. But then I guess you might also want to be kind of careful with it because those things are kind of like worth money right now, but maybe they'll get cheaper in the future. Maybe you need a burner phone just for like angry hangups. And then like also with like newer flip phones, like you can expand the space. So like, you know, you have the ones that fold vertically, the ones that fold horizontally, and the ones that fold horizontally, you get like a whole tablet included. And that's why I think like the touch screen there, like, I mean, a phone's gonna have it anyway, but like a laptop that can fold all the way around 360 degrees, you know, it just becomes a tablet like the folding phone does that folds horizontally. So it makes a lot of sense there. But the ones where if you like move it too far back and the laptop literally breaks, I think it's kind of a little bit of a struggle. Although it might be an accessibility thing, so I don't want to shut it down completely. I think that might be and maybe I'm hating on it too much. I think I might be, because like in the era that I was like growing up, Windows 8, you know, was coming in, and that was one of the worst things of all time, and it was kind of designed like that specifically for the touchscreen like craze that was going on then. I remember going over to a friend's house whenever I was like probably like 12 or something, and they had a touchscreen desktop, and I thought it was the coolest thing of all time, and I was playing Minecraft on it, and then I was like jumping over a hole, and they tapped the top of the screen and I fell to my death. Determine the value in seconds for each hourglass, then fill in the blanks. If the value is single digit number, place a 0 before it. What? Yellow, red, is this like related to this? What are you talking about? This is a cakewalk? Just have to see how many seconds each of those hourglasses count and enter those numbers at the bottom of the screen. Makes sense. I know that I just 11, so we have to write this down. Yellow is 11, red is 4, yellow 11, red 4, yellow 11, red 4. Let me clear you. Yellow is 11, red is 4. My 4 and 11 almost look kind of similar, except like one broke its leg. I hope it's okay. So we have to find the other whatever they're called then. Can I, is this a pressable button over here? It is not. I definitely just needed to turn on the lights then. So let's do that, and then maybe we can look into the couch. Lying on the wall has a button with the sun on its mouth. I'm gonna turn the lights on. But like, I honestly, do you like know people that still have like the touchscreen laptop? Lion, true. A sofa seems perfectly normal. Other than like the surfaces and stuff, because I do like, I think they're kind of different. Sus, true. The lion, oh, I just have to actually touch the screen. I feel kind of embarrassed. The lions become like the key signal of like, oh, we're nearing the end of like a route, I think. Where it's like, oh, it eats the sun and like horrible things will happen. So let's go ahead and eat the sun. Had a touchscreen laptop from time in uni. Oh, I guess that makes sense. It's rarely used, but it does make scrolling fun. Is it like the advanced version of like doom scrolling on a phone? I guess I need to write these down too. So ADGB. I think we need we did yellow. We need green and red, I think. So let me grab the green, and then let's just do ADGB. And then I believe we need red, which is a whole mouthful. Memo. TMJYUVGJ. I'm thinking about it for like note use. Like if you had a pen, even like or a stylus to slap the top screen with, then I think it immediately becomes a whole lot better. But I'm thinking about that too, where like you lose a lot of the ergonomics if it can't break its neck. Like breaking the neck feels almost kind of necessary for the effectiveness of the thing. Needs a password too, true. Why do I need to click it twice? ADGB. ADGB. I didn't even try to memorize that one. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh, okay. Oh, look, it's like a hazard. I didn't even notice. Another icon up in the corner. Let's add the dangerous imagery to the whole process here. I wonder if we're all going to die. I wonder what this icon means. Well, there's only one way to find out. Okay, on it. Change the colors to the correct ones by clicking the hexagons and triangles. Remember that you only have 4 moves to complete the puzzle. Okay. I don't know what the... Oh, is it like all the outside ones? So 4 moves to complete. I assume like this one is going to be... Is this going to be green or yellow, or green or red hexagons? I guess we have to commit to one. Maybe it's red hexagons or pink hexagons, because like most of them are the ones in the center. Can we click these? We can. Oh, maybe it just all has to match and then it's okay. That's what my assumption would be. Oh, that's awkward. Definitely not that. We only have 4 moves, which makes this a little more challenging. Maybe we do this. And then here, here, here. Okay, there we are. Did not take me near as long as I thought it would. Figured it out. My reward. Nice try. Looks like Zero's got something for you. You mean this new icon? Correct. What was that noise? Nothing happened on the screen. Look up the one over your head. Oh, I have to... I was you. Well, I don't think so. Oh, what if this is like K POV? He's talking to me. I was you. It's not much of a sentence. It just says I was you. Did we not get one for the other one? No, because we didn't complete it. That's right. Let's do this one. Another password. Fine. Better get this right. Memo, TMJYUVGJ. TMJYU. MVGJ. No, VGJ. Sorry, I'm adding letters. I just wanted to have it on my own, but I don't have the memorizational skills required. Good. That's all of them. Well done. What are you thinking, jury? Would it really kill you to take that disdain down like 10%? Look at the corner of the screen. An icon. I've seen this icon before. It's just like the one on the other side. So that would mean just do the same thing. No way. It's unbelievable. I assume this one wants like the guy's green. 2, 3, 4. Failed. Yeah, true. Okay, if I'm going to start somewhere, so all these are, hold on. Well, that's wrong. Dude, what color did we make the other side? I assume that that's probably a hint of what this needs to be. I can't remember what order I did it in. I think all the center ones were green. I think they ended up on the outside being pink. Hold on. Like this. No, I don't think that works. Because now these outside ones are not correct. I kind of want to click that. No, that's not it either. We go... I don't think we start on the corners. We probably need to click a triangle. That's probably my problem, is that I'm not clicking those. Let's see. So if we do that, that's all pink. We do this. This is green now. That's definitely not it. Okay. The center ones touch... Hold on. Oh, that doesn't... Okay. So, like, the diagonals don't count here. So this would only turn that. But it almost feels wrong to click those. Let's just try something different. No. I want to be able to, like... Hold on. Maybe like this? I think that's 3 moves, though. So that's already wrong, I think. Like this, this, this. And then... That's wrong, yeah. So... If we turn... This pink... This pink... This pink... But that's not it, because then... You know, we have that. What happens here? Okay, here we are. Just had to touch the tips a little bit. Cross a little bit of streams. How do you like that? It's too early to celebrate. Check your screen. You got a new icon. What are you doing? This is just like the other one. Look up. A console. There's a screen in the middle. Will be me. I was you. You will be me. What the hell is that? It's not even a sentence. Will be me. Will be me. I hope not. I assume now we just need to open something. Because we have two of the hourglasses, but we need like, was it 5 of them? Is there anything on the couch? Looks like it's just like a sofa you might see in the living room. The frat house yard. I assume it's got to be something with these. Paw machine, no idea what it does. Hopefully nothing bad. Let's click on some of the extremities. Not exploring enough tends to just hurt me in the long run. Clicking on unrelated things. Is there something on the floor? No. I don't even know where I could look for more stuff then. Is there anything to do with these? Each screen seems to be for a security camera. I can't see anybody. Okay. We can't do anything with that. A long console, there's a screen in the middle of it. It's probably the main console. True. Let me go into my memos and erase this stuff just to clear up more room for the other stuff. It's good to be organized. Maintain your notes. That way you don't get lost in the future. And by the future, I mean like 10 seconds from now. Hopefully. Anything on the table? Glass table? True. Thank you for the insight. I suppose I didn't like leave you with much. This is like the same here, so maybe there's something more on these now. A strange looking set of shelves. Okay, no, not at all. Did I miss anything on them? No. Maybe now, no, we have already tried like the lights being off. It says will be me. Anything that lights up, nothing. We haven't checked the binders on the right side, so we'll go for the binders. Maybe we just grabbed like the English binder whenever we needed to go to like the ancient Irish history binders. If only it were so easy. Oh no, I thought I found something, but I just had not. Can we click down? There's gotta be something over here because it comes here for a reason. I just need to figure out how to turn the screens on. I don't think it's anything back there though. I wonder if I can put in what I have for the hourglasses. Because, oh, maybe it only gives you 2 so that you have to like reason out the rest. So we know, oh, it is just count them. Oh, that's so lame. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I just count them. Oh, why did it even give me the hourglasses? Okay, G is 9. I guess I don't even like need to write these down. I can just like count. Blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of you. Green was 9. Yellow 11. This is like the 11 mark. 12, 13, 14, 15. You are 15. Okay. Who knew it would be so easy? Got it. Not bad. There's another icon for the screen now. Not bad. Do you know how to count? How many cars are in the parking lot, Sigma? 1, 2, 3, 4. Does a semi truck count? 5. What the heck is this? There's a different word on each one. I'd guess we're supposed to shuffle them around until they make a sentence. How? We'll look at the screen underneath them. It's got the same words in 9 squares. So I'm supposed to use that console to move the words around. That would be your guess. Let's give this a shot then. Me. What was it? Hold on. Damn it, no dice. Get a hold of yourself. I'm discounting on you. Incredible. I was you, will be me. I was you, will be me. So I was you, will be me. Let's write that down just so I don't forget. I was you, will be me. Wrote it down like I'm writing a Facebook post. In 2012. I was you, will be me. So where do we begin? I was you, will be me. She knows everything. I was you. Oh, okay. So we have 2 different sentences. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm sure this is completely unrelated to Sigma and Phi. She knows everything. I was you. She will be. I would assume I was you. I was me. No. She knows everything just sounds correct. I will be you. I will be me. Be yourself. There's a lot of value in your own experience. She was you. She was me. She will you. She will be you. I was you. I was you. But if it's not, she knows everything will be me. She will. Huh. There's got to be a way. How does this relate? I was you. This was on the side. What is it? Will be me. Will be me. I knows I was you. She knows everything will be me. I was you. Was no. Maybe it needs to like make sentences all the way across. We're like getting a bingo blackout, but with sentences. Oh, this is kind of rough. Maybe I'm assuming that like the sentences need to connect. Hold on, wasn't there ellipses on one? This one had a ellipses on it, right? Will be me? No, it did not. I was you. Okay. Will be me is supposed to be like a sentence. Me, be, I, was, will, everything, you know, she. I understand that it's a chair. I don't think that that helped me with like the screen up there. So she was you. I will be everything knows me. She knows you. I will be everything was me. She knows I will be everything. You, me. She knows I will be everything. You was me. You knows me. You, she, me. But I'm hiding. Just not a great hide and seek player. What can I say? She will... It's the nose that throws me off. She knows. She knows you. She knows you will be everything. But then what does this mean? I was you. Maybe it's top to bottom. Will be me. I will be me. Okay, that is what it is. I was you. That doesn't match up either. Maybe these are connected instead. I will. No. I was you. Will be me. I will. Everything was no. I wish the retry button was just like easily accessible instead of completely locked. Is there anything in here? No. No hints, I guess? This is tough. It's gonna be something like crazy obvious, which is the worst part. This is some weird riddle. And they just make stuff up. I was you. I was you. I was you. She knows me. Will be everything. I will be... You can make a whole lot of apocalyptic sounding like sentences here. She knows you was me. I will be you. She knows everything was me. Oh my god, it can get so angsty. Brutal breakup. She knows everything was me. She will be you. I was you. She will be you. Will be me. She was you. Will be me. I will be me. Knows everything. I will be me. She was you. She knows everything you. Okay, I'm struggling. For a minute I was thinking like, oh, maybe like an acrostic kind of thing where like the word on the left spells out the thing, but we have like a clear cut like periods here. And I'm not sure how it ties together. Can't get it to work. Fi seems to think maybe some of these words aren't necessary. Oh. Oh. So maybe like the words that it gave me aren't necessary. Oh, that's silly. Okay. So I was you, will be me are not necessary, I would assume. So she knows everything is kind of what matters here. But then if that's the case, where does it go? If these aren't necessary, how do I make it work? Where do I put them to make it work? How do I mark them out? She... I know she knows everything, so I was you, will be me. So I was you, will be me. Maybe it's at the bottom then? Because like maybe it's she knows everything is what doesn't need to be used. I assume that we have to start from the top. I will be you. I will be you. I will be you was me. So what can we make with these with these words? I was you, will be me. And how do we get rid of words if some of them are useless? How do we know what needs to be used and what doesn't? I was you, will be me. Was you, be me. I will you. Okay, we have two me, so like me needs to be at the end of something. I was, I will you, I was you. She knows everything. Hold on, I gotta be missing something. Gotta be missing something. Sorry, I leaned way back in my chair, which just means that like the audio gets worse. Horrible streamer, I apologize. Will be me, will be me. That's on the red. Does that have any effect? I was you on the green. Maybe that means will be me isn't like good, but that doesn't make any sense either. Green and red seems like the pattern in this room, so I would assume that green and red are what we need to look at. When did they up the difficulty? Am I just like bad at this, or did it get harder? Because it feels like it got harder at some point. I've had like so many puzzles recently that have just been a struggle for me. Maybe I'm assuming wrong that the starting point needs to be here. I was you, will be me. So if we start from the middle and then go down, that almost makes me want to assume that that's how it would go. I will be you. No. Was I you? Will I be you? Because we need the period at the end. That's how a sentence works. So that has to be there for a reason. I'm just gonna put that like that because she knows everything seems like blatant. You will be me. I was. You will be me. I was everything. Oh. I will be me. She was everything. I will be me. She was everything. It's romantic. It's romantic. He lost her, and now he's grieving. She was everything to him. But to make up for his loss, he simply tries to be himself. He has to accept his own purpose in his life so that he can move forward. I am lost. I do not knows everything. You. So I will be me. You was. I will be. You was me. I was you. Will be me. Me. I almost want to say like red equals bad. That's the immediate reaction, but I have no way of knowing whether that's the case or not, because there is so much green and red. But what's yellow? I assume she knows everything is yellow. So then we use these words, but then these words don't really make anything coherent, so then it can't be the red and green, which makes me want to think maybe just the green. So like this is the red. Will be me is the red. So I was you. I was you. She knows everything would be like the two groups that are together. How do we confirm that? She knows you. I was everything. She will be me. Okay. Let's just like move all these down then. See if it works that way. It does not. How do we organize it? Can't get it to work. Some of the words aren't necessary. Me. There are words on the 9 screens above me. I'm supposed to make a specific sentence with them. Looks like I can move them around the screen on the console. So this is just like a blown up version of it. We don't get a hint here. I need a hint somewhere. Where can I look for it? Maybe if the because I assume like, okay, blue, orange, red, cyan, orange. No, okay. So these steps might mean something else. Let's see if there's anything on the steps, is what I'm thinking now. Sometimes I hit Q on accident and then like it summons that. ESDMAS ADGB. Really called out two of the viewers, cyan and blue. Oh, true. Sorry, I'm desperately looking for their expert assistance. Disc. Cyan blue, where's your hint? I need the hint, please. I know neither of you have ever played the game, and you probably know less of what's going on than I do, but I need you specifically. It's urgent. You have to listen to me. If only there was a color called... well, I mean, I guess we can just assign purple to you. Purple, give me your hints. I'm just gonna start calling people by color. Purple, answer me. Not all the words are needed, however the unneeded words... Hold on. Let me read the hint again. Not all the words are needed, however the unneeded words should be erased. The unneeded words should be erased? Erased how? No good. I can't get it to work. Pi seems to think maybe... Rearrange the words to create a specific sentence. The unneeded words should be erased. Where's the erase button? Can I hit a delete on one of these? There's gotta be somewhere I can just like drag them to the trash, right? Am I missing something? It's not like I can drag them off anywhere. And they don't really like just click. And if I right click, it goes back. So then I lose, like, I don't gain anything from like clicking on them at random. And I don't know how to interact with. Oh, I'm so dumb. The L shape at the bottom right. L shape at the bottom right. Oh, you know what I'm betting? I'm kind of... Honestly, I feel like it's gonna be everything that's not on the screen. She knows everything is just too clean. So we're gonna try this way first. Oops. Let me to the screen. She knows everything. No, that is not how this works. Oh, it is how it works. Oh, that is what mattered. Just as I thought. I feel so incredibly stupid. Looks like you got it. Who knew that you just had to turn off the screens that were irrelevant? Just get rid of them. Looks like you got it. Good work. I was trying to pick up the monitors and throw them out the window whenever there's no window for the monitors to be thrown, and they're attached to one giant monitor. It's like Plankton trying to get a divorce. Nothing's changed. Well, at least not here. Take a look at the screens up on the wall. She knows everything. Probably about Phi, right? For sure. Good work, Sigma. I've been waiting for this. Thank you, Phi. I'm pretty sure we're talking about you, though. Star, moon, moon. Star, moon, moon. Thank you. I'm not going to try to get the special one because that felt bad enough. Same save as before. Yeah. We don't have to comment on it every time. Star, moon, moon. We're free. Thank God. Oh, no. Oh, that was the special one. Hold on. Let me go flip him. Oh, it's not about she knows everything. We turn on these ones. This one's gonna be like slightly more confusing. Unless it wants I was you, will be me. I was you will be me. I was you will be me. You have to move them around. It obviously wouldn't be at the bottom like the other one. Different password this time. Who knew? Star moon. I got this. I do. Don't make me watch the thing. I might not have it if I have to watch it for too long. I'll be completely out of luck. It'll leave my mind completely. My memorizational skills can only go so far, and you're pushing it too far. Never mind. It opened. We only have... Oh, I guess the 2 cards make sense. I was about to say. Wait, does it make sense? Aren't there supposed to be like 3 of these in here? Guess there are 2 of them actually. These are the star cards the announcer was talking about. We've got the same key as usual. True. Let's get going. We got to keep the hourglasses. Maybe we don't have to return them. Finally, a souvenir for home. Make this trip worth it. Going to Wyoming, not Wisconsin. Sorry. Don't mean to rag on Wisconsin. I meant Wyoming. Going to Wyoming looking for anything to take home because there's nothing to see in Wyoming. If I weren't able to take anything home, I wouldn't remember the trip to Wyoming at all. You found it.
Wait.
I'm waiting.
I just realized something.
What's that?
We were looking at the security footage earlier. We were just looking for live feeds. We were trying to figure out where the others are. What
they might just be pre-recorded.
And so on. But we totally forgot that security systems like this can do more than show you live footage.
Oh, true.
Me?
Let's hit a couple of buttons and then pray that it works. Talking about stuff that's been recorded, right? Footage of the past. Oh my god, are you talking about photographs? They're like still captured paintings of our own pasts. How can we see through this new lens? If they store that, we might be able to see it.
Don't know how much luck we'll have, but it's worth a shot.
Definitely. What do we do? Oh, she's hacking?
Well, it was designed
enhance.
To operate it. That means there's a logic to have it set up.
B12. A5. Enhance. D7. H6. Enhance.
A computer computes,
5. E4.
And an automobile.
Enhance.
Mobiles. Everything's
Uh-huh.
designed to do something.
Mobiles.
Once you know what, you can start guessing how. Once you start to figure out
And
how to get it to do things,
a phi
it's just a question of playing.
finds
You want it to. See?
the answer. Monitoring video data. Looks like this is it. Good work.
Knock it off. Makes it sound like you're better than me or something.
What? You said congratulations. What the heck is this? Everything says no data.
Let's check.
We don't
the
get to
log.
watch anymore. They knew somebody would get a little creepy.
This isn't good. Looks like all the video data was removed before we got here. That
By
would be
Zero?
my guess.
He's just always like a few steps ahead of literally everybody. There's got to be like 3 different zeros to walk slightly ahead of everybody on the squad. Damn, well that's a little frustrating. That footage could have told us a lot.
It might have given us what we need to figure out who the killer is too. The camera in room 2 in the crew quarters would have recorded what happened to Alice and Luna. Same
And then we
for
could have the
in
peace of
warehouse.
mind.
And if there was a recording of us being carried into the AB rooms, we could have even figured out who Zero Senior
The
is.
AB. Oh, yeah, I guess that would be a little too convenient.
You want to open it?
What's this? Yeah.
It says Gollum status.
Oh, the robots. That should be the system logs for those robots. Told you about them in the pantry.
You mean the room full of robots on the other side of the green
Our
door?
good friends. Don't say it with disdain. He was a very kind man, and he was British.
Here we go.
Shoot. Inactive, no data. They are just all dead. We saw that happen in front of us.
Looks like it.
If there isn't anything we can... Wait a second. There's a scroll bar. Try scrolling. Oh, Phi, what are you doing? Oh, Golem. That golem we met is still functional.
What do you mean? I thought you told me Gollum, or whatever his name was, started spitting smoke.
Phi
and killed
discovers that she can scroll down web pages. She's never been able to successfully complete any order on Amazon ever. She will now be able to order Dante's Inferno written in Latin. Only his body was disabled? I don't even think that would be written in Latin. I just like grabbed a random book that sounded old. And like that one is old, but it's not like Latin old. That one's like a lot newer than that. You can grab what's written in Latin. I don't know. He can go. She can go to a Catholic mass. His brain is probably still functioning in Latin. Can we see his
Already
logs?
on it. Here you are.
Then try the one that says cache. Delete his save data. These file names all just seem like random characters. Whatever. Just pick one and open it, I guess.
This is
Oh, our good friend Kay knocking us out. That's what I thought. It's probably from right after Kay decked us. We'll be tossed into the white door on the left in a minute. Just watch. Can we see? No, we don't get the animation.
this is the footage that
I was kind of hoping for it after. Oh wait, we actually get to see like Sigma for the first time ever. Usually he's just like conveniently left out of the group photos, so this is pretty revolutionary.
The original
Sorry, my
data
voice
was
cracked.
deleted, but it looks like the stuff he pulled is
I'm still in the
here.
midst of puberty.
So, if we go back through these files,
Yeah, we might be able to figure out who the killer is, maybe even who Zero Senior is.
nice. Great work, Sigma.
Oh, it's so condescending. Not gonna lie. Besides, it's not like I really did anything. When does it stop cracking? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I think for some people it just never does. And I don't know like why, but like my voice does not crack like most of the time. Now it probably does crack more than most like grown people's voices. But I'm not of the convenient voiceology that has allowed me to have a crackless voice. I actually don't know what like causes it, but I had like a a teacher in like junior high or something. So like whenever I was like 14, I had a teacher that was like in his like probably like 30s, and his voice would crack every day that I would go to his class. So some people have it bad. Some people have it bad. You just have to be happy that it's not like that bad for you. We started going through the rest of the files, and maybe like the voice cracks, I honestly think that it's not the worst thing in the world. It has the potential to shut down like a conversation that you're having because somebody might look at you weird, but if they're respectful, it's kind of like the nervous thing. I was going into Blue's chat talking about how everybody has a nervous voice, and everybody does things. Like whenever I've been nervous before, it's been pointed out to me that my voice has gotten deeper. Like I've deepened my voice when nervous before, and that was just like something that happened. Does your messages have a crack? Damn. And so deeper voice, yeah. So it's just like I'm going back into my like sitting in here, I'm like nervous and I'm doing like this and I'm talking like this instead of talking in like a slightly higher pitch like I normally do. It gets like more, it gets deeper and then like monotone. That's not an accurate like deep nervous voice, by the way. That's me like desperately trying to emulate it, but I don't think that I can give you the authentic experience. Like if I were to try to talk deeper down here, that's not it either. I think I have to actually be nervous to give you the authentic nervous deep voice. So like put me in like a line for a roller coaster and I think you'll hear the nervous deep voice Joe Bob. But like I don't know if I can replicate it. What do you mean do your messages have a crack? Like do I type and then like just throw in like a random like capital letter, like I'm like, oh, how is your day? Like that? That's not really what I go for. I think that that's a little too much. I do talk like I type like I talk. I'm sure you've noticed I throw like the likes and some of the it's like a yeah, and like it's a lengthened yeah, so it's not just like a yep, or like I do yeps too, but it's not a yeah, it's a yeah, you know? So like the yeah gets like more ease, but like I think you want to keep some of the things out where you aren't throwing in like your voice cracks. Because like if I'm like a voice crack is not intentional, neither is a yeah, but it's something that's kind of been like built into my vernacular that I've accepted as just like what it is. A voice crack is probably never a positive thing. I think it's a neutral thing at best, and a oh I'm about to get laughed at because it ruined what I was trying to say kind of thing at worst. So it totally depends for sure. But like I think everybody, because I was talking about this, and I think everybody probably does have like a nervous voice, whether it be like the normal shaky voice. And I was reading about it a little bit. You have some people that tend to go like higher whenever they're nervous because they probably start talking like this and they're like, oh, I'm unsure, and so now I'm going in this direction, and like, oh, now I have to be able to drive through the highway, and like, oh, they're going like 85 miles an hour, 15 miles over the speed limit, and I only ever go 5 miles under the speed limit because that's what makes me more comfortable. And then the person behind them is going like 85 miles an hour and they're going, oh, they're only going 65 miles an hour on the highway and I'm going 85. That's how I do it. They've deepened their voice to the point where it's like that. Welcome, Umaru. Well, damn. What's y'all's nervous voice? I didn't know that Yap took a U-turn like this. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Looks like they're both fine.
Like the voices or what? Because there are plenty of voices. That just leaves Tenmyoji, Clover, and Quark. I opened my mouth to continue and then it happened. My vision suddenly blurred and shaking my head did nothing to clear. Oh, oops. I staggered, my balance gone. Oh, we've got Radical 6. There's like the time effect. They just put the Alvin and the Chipmunks filter on them. Are we listening to Nightcore or Alvin and the Chipmunks covers? Through this nightmare, I can't feel myself. I don't know to see. That's like the Alvin and the Chipmunk. Why is she talking like that? Oh, you look so good. You look so good. Joe Bob karaoke, thank you. It's my expert performance. She sounds like someone's playing a tape of her voice all sped up. What is going on here? I can't understand what she's saying. I'm sorry. It just feels like I'm talking to Talking Tom now. And why is she moving so fast? It's like watching a video on fast forward. That went crazy. Oh, thank you, Toto. Welcome, Toto. I'm glad that everybody seemed to tune in at the at whatever that was. What could it be, me? Maybe my brain is slowing down somehow. Talking Tom with a throwback. That's what I'm here for. So it just looks like everything is speeding up. I feel like Talking Tom was like the previous generations, like what that would have been like 2012, right? I can't remember when Talking Tom was the thing, but that was definitely like the main brain rot back then, because it played into like the cat brain rot, where you have like the all the cat videos, I Can Has Cheeseburger, and like all that flavor of brain rot, and like the cat songs, and like the I'm a cat, I'm a kitty cat, and I meow meow meow, and I meow meow meow, I'm a cat, I'm a kitty cat, and I dance dance dance, and I dance dance dance, like that kind of brain rot. Still couldn't make out what she was saying, so I just nodded weakly. My eyes drifted shut as I tried to sort out what was happening to me. So is this like the Sigma like dies ending? I woke up several minutes later. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the ceiling of the security office. Sat up slowly, rubbing tenderly at my head. Phi, who had been sitting in front of one of the monitors, stood up and walked over as soon as she heard me move. You were 12. That makes sense.
You okay?
I don't think so. This is like an interesting angle, because we might actually get like the full descent into Radical 6 madness. Radical insanity. Her voice sounded normal again, and she wasn't moving strangely either. Whatever had been happening seemed to have stopped. I let out a quiet sigh of relief. I honestly assumed that Sigma would be immune to it. I wonder if Sigma... Because, like, the immediate thought is Sigma is a robot, right? But I would assume that a robot wouldn't be able to get Radical 6. But I wonder if it's like the thing where the robot was talking about how they're emulating humans, they're supposed to feel pain, so they do feel pain. But then why would Sigma be able to get an illness that I don't think he really knows about in this timeline, because Luna died? So I am on the verge of leaning towards maybe he's human instead of maybe he's robot, but like it doesn't make sense with what else we've seen of Sigma, unless he just like had a packet of like clear white gooey liquid in the palm of his hand, just like slightly below the skin. I'm fine, don't worry about it.
That's good. You really looked like you'd lost it for a minute there.
Feel like you've watched a bunch of my VLR streams but never paid attention to the story. That's fair. I wish I could catch you up. It would be very difficult to do. I guess the quick rundown: 9 people kidnapped, put in warehouse, have to do like death game stuff going pretty bad. It seems like I have a little bit of like time travel hop between universe powers. And there's also robots, and there's probably like a bad guy in a connection to like a pharmaceuticals company or something. And also like the world might be entirely killed off by a pandemic. I know that must make a whole lot of sense, and you probably understand it very well, and you're welcome for the explanation. This is the security office. Maybe they've got a lost and found.
Your sanity is pretty easy to miss.
Yeah.
I'm surprised anyone found it, let alone turned it in.
Oh, eh?
Looks like I don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I think I must just be getting tired. Kind of surprised it didn't catch up to me sooner.
That's all it is. You haven't caught a disease or something, have you?
Oh, a radical one? Impossible? For just a moment, oh, he does know about Radical 6, but I didn't want to worry 5. I didn't have to. Better to stay quiet about it. That's always a good decision.
You're looking a lot better, so I can stop worrying.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with you. What are you, my mom?
Fine. No more check-ins.
Man, Sigma, you're messing it up.
I figured something out while you were resting. Come have a look at this.
Yo, we're actually like friendly and what What is it?
Footage from room 2 in the crew quarters.
We can only see what Gollum was watching, whatever he found the most entertaining.
I dug it out of Gollum's cache.
Could he see like all of it at the same time? When was this recorded? Up there on the right, that looks like some sort of time code.
Can you figure it out?
4 2 4 5 5 2 5. No, it's just a bunch of numbers. I can't make heads or tails of it.
The central server seems to be using its own.
First letter's definitely a 4. And like the third letter's also a 4 for sure. 4 for sure.
They might as well be random to you and me, which made it pretty hard to find this gem.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
He looks at his bracelet here, probably checking how much time is left.
Pause that and magnify it.
21 minutes, so that means this footage is from 21 minutes before the primary doors open, right?
Exactly.
And that would have been the white doors in this case, right?
Yes. After Kay leaves
Okay.
this room, it's about 2 minutes before he comes back with you and me.
What does this mean? There were 20 minutes on the clock when we met up with him, right? So that means what we're seeing here is Kay 1 minute before he saw us. That means this is right after he tried to resuscitate Luna.
Yeah, if you believe him. The footage here doesn't show
Oh.
any of that.
Are there any other
I looked
angles?
around, but I couldn't find one. The only stuff left is shot from this position.
I mean, it matches what he told us so far, so I don't have like a reason to doubt him.
I think we've gotten our hands on something important.
Maybe we can like interrogate him. You mean that this is a record of what happened right around the time of Luna's death, right?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. I'll move
Cool.
back to the start of this
Don't
file
actually
so you
care
can
about
see
the story in
chronological
games
order.
anymore. Only played PvP games for so long. Maybe you'll try playing some single player games. It's worth it. Single player games I've slowed down a lot just because of time. But whenever I can find the time too, I find them pretty like rewarding to play through. It just is a struggle sometimes whenever it's like super busy. I hope that I can play more eventually, but like my mind is moving more towards like games as like a social kind of hobby, rather than like a grind kind of hobby or playing a whole ton of single player stuff kind of hobby. But I like stories, so isn't Zenless Zone considered single player? It could be, but I almost consider it like a social experience as well. I think you have games that enter like the that can be like for sure single player, but whenever you have like a large enough like community push or like a I'm not gonna go as far as to say like cultural event, but maybe like a little like a mini cultural push. I think that you can apply that like social aspect to it. You're not enjoying Zenless Zone so far, Rumor. That's a shame. I guess like it does have like a lot of reading and stuff, so if you don't like single player story games, then that's for sure not going to be your speed. I was surprised by like some of the depth that the mechanics and stuff have in the game though, so I'm kind of enjoying it more than I thought I would, like a lot more than I thought I would, to be honest. But I think that there's like enough people playing it at the same time right now, and I find the story like good enough that I'm able to fully get into it with like the excitement around everything right now. And I also just find the gameplay fun, so pretty good, I think. I'll move back to the start of this file so we can see it in chronological.
0 hours, 0 minutes. After all, it's not like we know what time it actually
Skipped
is.
everything in the story, man. I put it on auto and then I listened to it like an audiobook.
So, this
Unless
is the
I have
start
to
of our
read,
footage.
and then I have to read it. There's no one
Yeah,
here,
About a minute goes by before.
but
no one
sometimes like
shows
those
up.
auto sections are actually like freakishly long, so it is like a full audiobook section. I actually do have a little bit that I want to talk about books probably later. Not in the middle of this. How do you know it's been a minute?
Yes.
That's the hourglass we used
Yeah,
earlier.
If I play it back at normal speed, I can measure time using this hourglass.
Oh, just flip it every 4 seconds.
Then I just add the time from the hourglass, and that's how far in we are.
Right. Oh, someone's coming in. Luna, is that Clover behind her?
This is 0 hours, 1 minute.
Is she stealth mastering it, or did you lure her
Right
here?
now you and I are talking to Dio in the Floor B warehouse.
Right.
With the time frame we've established, calculating what we're doing is pretty easy.
What's going on? Are they fighting? No, it's not really a fight. It looks like Clover's just going off on Luna. Luna's just staying silent and listening to her. Can we hear them? Is there an audio
Wanna listen
track?
to it?
I mean, that seems pretty important. What the hell is this?
The audio data must have been transcoded into something else.
No, it's not MP3. Well, we won't be able to understand anything in that.
Seen enough? I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Go for it.
Clover's interrogation goes on for a while, but it's all pretty much the same thing.
Oh, we think Kay probably killed them both.
Now,
Kay for
0
murder.
hours, 10 minutes.
Or maybe kill, preferably.
Change.
K for slaughter.
Here.
K for murder. They're gone. As I watched Clover move steadily closer to Luna, who backed away almost as if she were frightened, Clover continued her advance until she disappeared below the bottom edge of the screen. Is there another? Oh no, you said this was it.
Yeah, this is the only one that I found. Shouldn't be too hard to guess what happened after you've seen this part, though.
Clover left. She looked like she was kind of panicking.
Yeah, this is about 1 minute and 40 seconds after they both left the frame. So 0 hours,
Oh,
11 minutes,
might
40
have
seconds.
full-on murdered. Only Clover left. Luna's still in the room. That means...
Hold on. Wait until you've seen the whole thing before you start deducing.
Oh,
At
true.
0 hours, 12
We're just
minutes,
reading the headline. It's the preferred way to get news nowadays. Dio. Oh, man, he does not help himself. He can't help it. It's in his nature. He's disappeared too, down below the bottom of the frame. What's he up
I
to?
don't know, but I'm pretty sure that whatever it was, he doesn't want us to know about it.
You would think so. Maybe he took the bracelet.
Remember what he said when you asked him about Quark?
How the fuck would I know?
Right.
I've been here.
He hasn't been. You're saying he was lying. He was in the Floor B warehouse the whole time. He went to the crew quarters after we left
so
him.
What would have been important enough for him to lie about it? We should consider that it might have been something bad.
Right. And whatever it was that happened during this
Yeah, I
time.
think so.
Look at the flowing jacket. It looks like he left in a
I
hurry.
heard a noise.
Like what?
Cyan door opening.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Kay's
10
turn.
seconds after Dio leaves,
This is the life of the
that
party.
brings us to 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
There's Kay. It's Kay. When he heard Kay open the cyan door, he panicked. Whatever he was up to, he didn't want Kay to catch him at it.
And then Kay disappears too.
Right? Everybody just wants to hang out around Luna's body. Below the bottom of the frame,
If
just
Kay
like
was
the
telling
others.
truth, this is where he begins to try and resuscitate Luna.
Right.
Anyway, nothing happens for the next 16 minutes. It's just this.
Empty.
So I'll fast forward, all right?
Sure.
All right.
Just
Should be
scroll.
around here. One sec. Okay. You should see something you recognize in a minute here.
There's Kay coming in from the bottom of the frame. And he's checking the time on his bracelet. So we've come full circle, huh?
Yeah. We're back to 21 minutes before the primary
No
doors
way.
open.
We've gotten the full flashback out of the
For
way?
our arbitrary time code, that's 0 hours and 29 minutes.
Okay.
1 minute later, at 0 hours 30 minutes, Kay heads to the Floor A warehouse.
That makes sense. Once he gets there, he'll tell us about Luna's death. So we know that he didn't
That's
kill
all the
her.
footage I wanted to show you.
Kay is not suspicious.
I've looked at
Kay
it
seems pretty
carefully,
truthful.
and I think it has something to tell us.
Okay, even. You mean who killed
Well, I
Luna?
can't say for sure. This footage makes for pretty shaky evidence, but it does suggest a very...
I mean Clover.
Who do you think it is?
I ran over the footage in my head. 0 hours, 1 minute. Clover and Luna enter the room. For 9 minutes, Clover aggressively questions Luna. 0 hours, 10 minutes, they both move out of frame. 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover exits the room. 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio enters. Dio also immediately exits the frame. It seems likely that Dio was up to no good during this period. 0 hours, 13 minutes, Dio exits the room. 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds, Kay enters the room. Kay also disappears from the camera's field of view. At this point, there are 16 minutes where nothing happens. 0 hours, 29 minutes, Kay enters the frame. He looks at his bracelet. It says 0021, the remaining time until the primary doors open. There seems to be only one conclusion. The person who killed Luna... Oh my god, it's gonna make me choose. The thing that confuses me is, like, obviously I want to say Clover. because that's the most obvious answer. But I think Kay was saying that whenever he found Luna, that it was still recent, right? So that there was still the chance at resuscitation, which would not have lined up really with like what time he got there after Dio. But then also he's there for 16 minutes. So what can he be doing for 16 minutes? When does Dio come in? Dio is in at 12 minutes, exits at 13. Seems likely that Dio is up to no good. Dio exits the room. Kay enters. Kay would not have known about Dio being there. Dio would know whether Luna was alive or dead. So he would be able to call out Kay if he had seen her alive. And there's no reason to hide that. So I think I can eliminate Kay, despite the weirdness with the time and how long he was there. Dio exited in a hurry. Clover exited frightened, right? So I would assume that the sedation happens with Clover. Sedation and or just straight up murder. And then, but what would Dio be doing? Is this a puzzle? I have no idea. I have no idea if this is important or not. I have no idea if my answer here matters. My instinct says Clover, but like my heart says Dio, because Dio already has like a penchant for killing, but Clover believed that she was justified in killing, and based off of like everything in like the previous game, if she believes she's justified in killing, she is more than willing to kill for it. So it makes sense for her character if she believes that Luna killed Alice in the same spot that Alice would have died. What's the question? The question is who killed? Who killed Luna? Either Clover, Dio, or Kay. It's a murder mystery. A real Agatha Christie. A Sherlock Holmes. It's between Clover and Dio for me, but Dio would have been quick. Clover leaving frightened is what makes me want to say Clover. What info is provided? It was all just on the screen. We know Clover comes in, Luna in frame, Clover leaves Luna out of frame. She leaves kind of quickly. Dio comes in, up to no good, does not want to be seen next to the body. Kay comes in. Luna should be dead by now because I believe Dio would have called Kay out on it in front of us, because Dio likes to play play himself on top whenever he can. He absolutely calls Kay out if Luna was still alive whenever he found her. Unless he took something off of her, which might have been the bracelet. Because the bracelet... No, this was not the one where the bracelet was smashed up. We have the bracelet, I believe. So... Clover or Dio? I want to say Dio. Because, like, Clover would make sense. Because she has the motive to do it. But why does Dio exit like the way that he did? Trying to hide from Kay. Maybe not to be caught with the body by himself because he knows that everybody would suspect him. Definitely Luna. Luna's dead. Luna didn't do it. She's the victim. She couldn't have everything exactly. I mean, it would work if it were like for some of the other characters. Just in this case, not quite. I'm gonna shrink this this chat box a little bit because it is just like in the way of some of the stuff here. I wish that the normal chat box worked because it's awkward seeing like that stretched in the way that it is. Eeny, meeny. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We flip a coin. Best 2 out of 3. Clover is heads, Dio is tails. Flip a coin. This is an important decision, so I have to choose it the right way. Tails 1. So that's 1 for Dio. Flip again. Heads, it's 1-1. Clover and Dio are even, neck and neck. 1-1, 1-1. Heads again. It wants me to like kill Clover, but now that I flipped the coin, I know that I want to accuse Dio. So that's what's been revealed to me. So I will accuse Dio.
What makes
Dio.
you so sure?
He was up to
And you
something
think
in there.
that something was killing Luna.
Yeah.
It's not a very strong argument.
Who do you
Right
think it
now,
is?
The most likely suspect is Clover.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Luna could have still been alive after Clover left the room. Dio and Kay both went into the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too.
That is true. This footage isn't enough to tell us who the killer is.
Not even
But
close.
if we take one other thing into account, then she starts to look a lot more guilty.
Oh man, I don't get to do the explaining because I got it wrong.
What Dio said to us at the White Doors.
Right.
Kay wanted us to go into the White Doors, right?
True.
You told him you wouldn't leave 3 people behind to die. What did Dio say to you?
I don't know.
Use your fucking head for once.
Right.
Get us killed.
You're going to get
He
us
only
killed.
said that if he knew that only 2 of us would be going through the door. Do you understand?
Dio knew that she was dead. Dio knew that we had Luna's bracelet, which would mean he also knew she was dead, right?
Exactly. If he hadn't known she was dead.
I thought they were trying to mislead me. I'm gonna be honest, Clover was the obvious choice, but I thought they were trying to mislead me. You would have said something else?
The moment Kay suggested we go through the door.
Why would he have? That's impossible. How are they supposed to get through without Luna?
But he said nothing. Almost as if he never expected her to be there
Right.
in the first place.
Is the whole game like this? You would play if it was? Yeah, I mean, you do escape room puzzles, and then you go through, like, the, story sections and stuff, and you go through, like, multiple pathways and stuff. So, you know, what you're seeing now is the gameplay loop.
Now why would he do that?
Listen, read, and then, do puzzles.
I can think of 2 reasonable explanations. Either Luna was already
Right.
dead when Dio entered room 2 in the crew quarters, or he killed her himself.
True.
If the latter was correct, however, I suspect he would have behaved differently. If
Right.
Dio had killed Luna, he would have made sure to do something that he thought would cast suspicion off of himself.
I mean, it was kind of, like, already off of himself because Clover was, like, the top suspect anyway, just based off of what she had told us.
Most likely, he would have asked about her absence.
Where's Luna? Sigma and Phi won't be able to get through the White Doors without her.
Although it clearly wouldn't provide an ironclad alibi.
Right?
I imagine he'd think it would make him less suspicious. That's why it's
That's probably
relevant
true.
that he said nothing about Luna. Of course, this doesn't mean he's innocent of killing her, but it does make it seem a lot less likely.
That's fair.
So, if what I'm saying is correct, what does it mean?
That when Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead. So Clover did do it.
Clover also
It was
has a
not
motive.
misdirection ever. You mean what Alice
Yeah.
noticed?
The movement of the A-B rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed the old woman.
True.
Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else.
Who knew
the
that they
truth.
could, like, pick up the elevators and move them?
She probably
Did you know that
led Luna
elevators
to the
can go up and
rooms to
down?
confront her.
If you watch a murder mystery, you like to look for clues and guess the murderer before the reveal. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the
Maybe she
process
hoped
throughout.
seeing
And then, like,
Alice's
this one has
corpse would
extra
cause
layers
Luna
on
to
top of it.
confess. Maybe she knew something we don't. But Clover didn't get what she wanted. Luna didn't confess.
And so
Then,
Clover just
during her
killed.
interrogation, something happened. It's hard
Maybe
to
it was
say
an
what.
accident?
Luna might have said something that set Clover off, or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to
Oh,
stop.
a crazy one?
Whatever it was, something happened that drove
Not an
Clover to
accident.
murder.
We are certain it's on purpose. When did Clover get the injection gun?
Yes, after she went through the yellow door, she would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and
True, and probably just hid it
Kay. That seems the most likely place
in
to
her
find it.
pockets.
Anyway, This is all just a theory, right?
A game theory, a
We
game
don't have any
theory.
proof, so keep it quiet, okay?
Yeah, I know. I'm about to get super sick anyway, so we're okay. There's one last thing. Was there any other footage that showed
No.
anything?
Nothing to tell us where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Quark went, and nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either.
Right, so Zero Senior's
Still
identity.
unknown.
Okay, well, let's go find Clover. I guess we're not going to know the truth unless we get it straight from the horse's mouth.
I wonder if Clover's even alive.
Yeah. There's no way to know. She is. She has to be.
I sure hope so.
There wasn't enough time for her to be. They'd have to get to the door. It's just a little unlikely, like very, very unlikely. This game also has the extra layers of there being multiple murderers at this point. So, you know, we're in a death game with a lot of people that are just cool with killing everybody. We've gone full like Lord of the Flies in the warehouse. Lord of the Flies, but you don't have the benefit of being on an island. Instead, you're in a warehouse where you just live with fluorescent lights. The closest thing you get to outside is like a fake sun area. Would you just be pale if you had something emulating the sun? Would you just be out of luck, like the full Harkonnens from Dune kind of pale? Warehouse A. I guess everybody's just hanging out. Oh, we're the first ones back. No one's here.
All right, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator.
Oh, well, now we just have to go through the whole process. Look through everything. I had been going through actually a pretty consistent oh, I guess we're already here. I don't need to like fill the dead space. That's a different game. I'd like to do Dead Space at some point. I played it already, the remake. I played the original too for the most part, but like the remake I played more recently since it's more recently come out. Got it. But I think it would make for a good like October game, like just for sure, because it's like actually kind of creepy. Makes me jump a little bit. And it's been long enough that I wouldn't just have everything down. Alice, Luna. Most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just the strange cold shell, and every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there poisoning you. I turned and left the room. Not much gain from that one. Just feeling bad with the soul.
There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same, nobody in them, except Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against a wall and let out a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong?
Oh, jump scare.
Get it together. What are we doing right
White
now?
woman jump scare. Looking for the
Right.
others.
I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
Yeah, you're right. If I turned and headed for the door at the far end, I heaved myself up off the wall and followed. Meep, 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 meep. Your bread is done. Go ahead. Cut it with the dull knife. There's nothing you can do. You've just increased your chances of cutting your fingers off by like 50%. Infirmary. It always quiets down in here. It's kind of uncomfortable. Did we have the old lady on the bed here? Oh. Huh. First thing I felt was that strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up into my throat. The lead ball turned to ice and my legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave way and collapsed. They were dead. I could feel it the moment I looked at them, but I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping. The cool, limp feel of their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hopes I'd had left. I wrapped a trembling hand around the end of the bed and hauled myself up onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. Oh, this is like a slow, just one after the other after the other. My heart hammered away at my ribs. My chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take long, deep breaths. Finally, I opened my eyes.
They were in a blind spot.
What?
The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything
True.
in the real-time feed in the
Which
security
means
room?
that the person's aware of the cameras. Guess the partition was in the way. They're handcuffed together.
Yeah. Whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere.
Yeah, you could say
The
that.
chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink.
They would have been trapped here when the doors closed.
Look.
Why?
See the red marks on their wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off.
Oh, that's gross. So you're saying it wasn't one of them that did
Probably
this?
not.
Oh, that's actually kind of gross. I didn't expect to be grossed out by like the 3D clay dolls, but I wasn't ready for it. Looks like it's probably from a knife or something similar. Must have been deep.
And the blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. Don't see any others, at least.
Right.
This was the only one. It doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from this cut.
I wouldn't think so either. The penalty: when the primary doors closed, they couldn't get to them. The needles in their bracelets activated, and they
You
died.
can see the marks on their wrists from where they were injected.
Oh,
Curarine must have killed them.
is this it? No, that's not supposed to be it. Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink?
They wouldn't have been able to get through the white doors without Quark.
True.
Someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them. They didn't need to tie them up.
Yeah, you got a point. Oh, there's the marks. I just missed
Take
it.
back what I just said.
You find
Yeah.
something? Phi bent down to pick something up and handed it to me. A cyan bracelet. This was Quark's.
Correct. It has 9 BP too. There's no mistake.
So Quark is dead as well. What is Quark's bracelet doing here? Hold on. Quark's bracelet is here, then that means...
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
Well, he couldn't get through the door. No, this can't be happening. Not
Hey,
Quark.
Sigma, calm down. Just because his bracelet's off doesn't mean Quark's dead. In fact,
But...
this could be good news. A ray of hope.
Ray of Hope?
Yeah. If Quark still had his bracelet on, then he would have ended up like Tenmyoji and Clover. But
Right.
he's not wearing it. That means he might have managed to avoid getting into
How do you take off the bracelet? You might have just hung out in the pod? You mean the bracelet came off before the doors closed? That's impossible. Zero Jr. told us that they only come off when your heart stops or when you escape.
Maybe he got out then.
Alright, he's got 9 BP. So you're saying he escaped and came back and left his bracelet here? That's impossible too. Zero Jr. said the number 9 door only opens once. Even if he was able to get outside, he couldn't come back
Why
in.
do you have to be so pessimistic?
I mean, you have to be a little skeptical,
Have
Phi.
you actually seen Quark dead? Huh? You need
No.
to think positive, Sigma.
I mean, you usually aren't on the positive side either. I thought we were like a team of pessimists. Is what we can just manifest him into. Oh, that's how we like flow through time or whatever. Really? So you're saying this is what we wanted to happen?
That's enough. Quark is
Man.
definitely alive. He has to be. He has to be. I refuse to believe he isn't. I can't
That's
let
fair.
an innocent kid like that get killed.
I wanted to ask if she meant Clover and Tenmyoji weren't innocent and had deserved to die, but swallowed my words. Fighting wasn't going to help us. All I could do was hope that Phi was right. Perhaps Quark was still alive. What are you doing?
Examining their bodies. Tenmyoji first. Clues.
Why? What kind of
Who might have
clues?
killed them? Finding Quark's bracelet tells us something. If the killer saw it, that would make for an obvious motive.
True, but they would take it, assumedly. With Quark's bracelet, Clover and Tenmyoji would have been able to go through the white doors. The killer handcuffed them to the sink to prevent
Right.
that.
That's my guess, at least.
Can't we just
That's
use
odd.
Quark's bracelet and like leave now? What's wrong?
Can't find anything. I should have found something.
Oh? What?
You remember when we ran into Tenmyoji in the rec room? He sprayed our wrists with luminol.
Right?
I'm sure I saw him pull the spray bottle out of his pocket.
True. Now you can't find it? You might have put it back. Do you think the killer took it?
No.
There's a whole lot of
I'm gonna take a
luminol.
look at Clover too. Give me a minute.
Fi knelt down next to Clover as she spoke and began to gingerly examine her corpse. Then after a moment, I saw her hand stop.
Look, see your thigh? Doesn't it look
No.
like there's something written there?
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, I'll have to move your leg a little bit.
Bold? Below? It's written in blood? It must be Tenmyoji's.
Says 016.
016. What does that mean?
Hang on. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. 016.
016.
016. I know I've seen it somewhere.
Area code?
It's no use. Can't remember.
Don't get my hopes up like
These
that.
numbers have to have something to do with the killer.
016.
She must have written them after she got hit with a soparil. There would have been a few minutes before she went all the way under when she could have done something.
That's why her finger's
I
covered
think
in
she
blood.
probably used those last minutes to tell the rest of us who'd killed her.
016. 16. Maybe, but the only people who could have done it are Kay and Dio. Assuming it wasn't one of us, I mean.
No, there's also Quark. I mean, I'm not
Oh.
saying he did it. Just
It's possible. You got the murder version of Radical 6 instead of the, like, you know, other version. This is hopeless. I can't keep up anymore. Everything here is a goddamn mystery. Like, what about that old woman we found? Who killed her? No, it's Dio. The movement of the AB room makes Luna seem the most suspicious, but when would she have done it? And we don't have a good explanation for why she would have wrapped the knife up in a handkerchief. And of course, now Luna's dead too, so who could have killed her? Footage from the security camera paired with Dio's behavior makes Clover seem like the most likely suspect. But we'll never know for sure. Alice's killer is a complete mystery. We don't know what the hell 016 is supposed to mean. We don't have any idea where Quark's gone. What the hell does any of this mean? Who killed everyone? Was it Zero? Zero Senior? And who is Zero Senior? What the hell does he want? Why does this game even exist? And why did they kidnap us and bring us here? While we're at it, where is this? When is this? Mysteries? Mysteries, mysteries. I feel like my head's about to explode. Please, Fi, give me something, anything. A clue, a hint, come on, you've got to have something.
the luminol.
Oh?
I think there's a very good chance someone took the spray bottle out of Tenmyoji's pocket.
Okay, but how is that important?
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think they took it?
So they could test
What
for
would they
blood.
need to do in order to do that?
They just need to spray the bottle at whatever they want to test. No, wait, you're right. Luminol reacts with organic compounds and glows, but the glow is really faint. So you need to make it dark. You have to turn off the lights in order to see if anything's
And
glowing.
that would mean
That would mean the rec room. Fi and I raced for the door. We weren't sure what we'd find, but we knew where we were going. I had a feeling deep in my gut that whatever we found would be the breakthrough I'd been looking for. Finally some additional details to who murdered who, I guess. Is this for like Clover and Tenmyoji or Alice? I just actually have no idea. We knew that the luminol was in the rec room, but do we think that the crime happened in the rec room? I'm kind of confused on what even we're thinking now, but I guess we'll find out like here in a second. It's just all getting like increasingly more difficult to keep up with like the thought processes of the characters sometimes. Which, I mean, there is a lot going on, so it makes sense. But sometimes I don't know what's supposed to be like, oh, you think and you're supposed to agree with this. It's obvious because I want you to think that it's obvious. Or if it's like, it's obvious because I want you to think that it's obvious, but it's not actually obvious, and we went with like the other option. You know, red herrings are common. But I don't know if that's the case at all right now. Okay. Oh, are we just gonna like spray down their bodies with the luminol? Oh! Oh! It's Quark? They're all dead? What the... well, that kind of ruins everything. You got the axe through Kay's armor. Everything in my head ground to a halt. Even after all I'd seen, a room full of corpses had a profound effect. What the heck is happening? I don't know. I don't know right now. Quark murdered everybody, I guess. It was such a ridiculous thought that before I could stop myself, I laughed. That laugh made me think, was laughter in this situation a defensive response designed to protect a brain from constant emotional bombardment? They say that right before an animal dies, it feels a moment of comfort. Right before death, the brain releases a huge amount of endorphins into the bloodstream. Pain is only a warning signal meant to help the body avoid death, but when death becomes a certainty, pain no longer has any use. In fact, that loss of pain can lead to incredible feats on the edge of death. Let's say that two species of animals come under attack from some overwhelming force. All of them are severely wounded and near death. Species A feels pain, but species B does not. The horrible pain felt by species A prevents them from moving, but because they feel no pain, some of species B will manage to drag their wounded bodies to safety and survive. As a result, species A is eliminated and only species B manages to survive. This process of natural selection has been repeated for thousands, no millions of years. All creatures that walk the face of the earth are descended from species B. I'm no exception. That's why I can look at the room full of corpses and laugh. The genes I've been given by a million years of evolution have changed my fear into ecstasy. Euphoric? It's the Bulldog experience. I guess this means you and I are the only survivors.
Don't make me keep saying it. Quark's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, but like he's the only one that could have done this. You're right, he is still out there. So would that mean he killed them? I mean, you said yourself that there was no way there was a 10th uninvited player out there when Alice was killed. And we've also refuted the possibility of Zero Senior being the 10th person. There is no 10th person. The only people alive are you, me, and Quark. That means...
Ridiculous. Look at their bodies. There's an axe
True.
in Kay's back, and the spear has been thrust all the way through Dio's
Whoever
stomach.
did it was strong, but like Radical 6 removed some of the pain response.
You really think a child Quark's size could do that?
Alright then. Are you saying you killed them?
Are you insane?
It couldn't be me. It's certainly not me. I know I just eliminated the only other person.
And just when would I have done that? I've been with you this whole time.
You teleported. Well, I wasn't looking. She was right. After the end of the second round of the AB game, Fi and I hadn't been out of each other's sight. We'd gone through the white door, explored the security office, solved puzzles, all of it together. No, wait. There had been one time when I wasn't watching. The few minutes in the security office when I had rested on the couch. Could she have snuck out then? The rec room and the security office weren't that far away from one another. If the round trip took about a minute and she'd killed them in 4 minutes, then the whole thing would have only taken her 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Just how long had I been out? No, that wasn't really right. I hadn't really been out. I just felt like everything was being fast-forwarded, probably because my mental processing speed had dropped. But how long had I been like that? It might have only felt like a few seconds to me, but it could have been much longer. And where had something like mental processing speed dropping come from? Hey, what you doing there, Fi?
Checking their bodies like before. I decided to start with Dio.
Find anything?
Yeah, 2 things actually. Take a look at this.
Bracelets? No. Murder knife?
Yeah.
There's something engraved on the blade too. Myrmidons. Is that the name of the manufacturer? Oh, that's like the terrorist group that like took Alice's father, I think.
Not a name I've ever heard of before.
So Alice and Clover versus Dio is just kind of like the natural state of things. Did we really just get caught up in between like a government terrorist conflict?
Look at the handle. You've seen it before, right?
In Alice? Yeah, this is the knife that was stabbed into Alice's chest.
Right. From the looks of it, I guess the blade is about 15 centimeters long.
Right.
So it's probably about 3 centimeters tall and 3 millimeters wide.
Makes sense. I think I've heard those numbers before.
Wound cavity, 150 millimeters. Wound length, 30 millimeters. Wound width, 3 millimeters.
Yeah, that's it. When Luna scanned the old woman's body, those were the numbers it gave us for the wound.
Alright, well...
Oh, way, we learned Dio killed the old lady again.
Would be the depth of the wound. Wound length would be how long it is from top to bottom. And
right.
Wound width would be how wide the flat end of the wound
Welcome,
is.
Cyan, welcome. You've missed everybody's death. Everybody ever is dead. they are no longer
In other
alive,
words,
and it's literally only me, Fi, and maybe Quark and a killer, or me, Fi, and Quark the killer. Unsure of where we stand right now? Is yours next? No. Those numbers describe the size and shape of the wound, right? So if they match, then that means this knife was used to kill the old woman.
Well, I was just eyeballing those measurements, so we can't be sure.
Still, why does Dio have it?
Must have gotten it from Alice.
I know that. What I mean is why'd he take it? Did he want to destroy the evidence? Maybe he was the one who killed
Match
Alice.
up with what we saw.
No, wait, hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. Alice would have had that knife first. She picked it up when she found it wrapped in the handkerchief next to the AB
Right.
room. So Dio took it from her and stabbed her? If that's what happened, why didn't he just take the knife then? Why leave it there for us to see, then come back and get it later?
Well, we can look into that more later. First, I want you to have a
Oh,
look at something
now it's getting
else.
like extra confusing.
Don't you remember what I said?
Nope.
I found two things. There was the knife
And?
this.
Oh, didn't I find that? In this route, I'm the one that got that, I think. I should have. Hey, this is that
What do you
key.
mean that key?
I picked it up. We found it in the Golem Bay. Didn't have any idea what it was then, though, but Alice said it might be important. Oh, Alice took it. I forgot.
So, Alice should have.
Oh,
had this,
it
right?
was me that found it.
And now
Yeah.
Dio's got it. So when
Yeah.
Dio took the knife, he also took Kay's key.
Wait, Kay's key.
Oh man, you couldn't figure it out from the shape.
Man. What do you
Get over
mean?
here. Picture's worth 1,000 words.
Oh, we're about to get the Sigma reveal
Let me
again.
show
She walked over to Kay's head, knelt down on one knee, and pointed to the back of it.
You remember this, right?
Yeah, so that's it. It unlocks the suit,
Yeah,
right?
Let's give it a shot.
Before I had time to prepare myself, Fi shoved the key into the slot and twisted. But, oh, it's can't be opened
It's no
this
good.
time?
Can't get it open.
Oh, maybe because of the giant axe in his back?
Maybe the suit is powered, and it needs
Oh,
to
or
be
that.
on in order to open. But with this axe in here,
You're saying it shorted the suit or
I
something.
think so.
We can chop his head and then like drop it out of the top of the helmet.
I don't have any doubt it's for removing Kay's suit.
Right. You think Dio knew that when he took it?
I wonder.
I am lost at this point, unfortunately. So I guess we'll never know what his face really looks
Yeah,
like.
No way we can get that mask off with our bare hands.
I wonder who
Well,
he
I still
he
haven't checked him
was.
over. Let's have a look.
Is this not a memory that's gonna carry over? It's gotta be,
Maybe
right?
We'll find something that'll tell us who he is.
She'd only been searching a few seconds before she stopped and pulled something out of Kay's robes.
Look,
What is it?
a spray bottle with
Luminol.
luminol in it.
That's the one Tin Myoji had. Then does that mean Kay was the one who handcuffed them to the
Don't
sink?
know yet.
Why
He might
not?
have taken the spray from Tenmyoji after he died. It's possible he made
Why
it through the
would
right
he?
doors before we did. Went to the infirmary and got this.
Hmm.
Anyway, there's something I want to see. Turn off the lights.
Are you gonna check for a luminol
Yeah.
reaction?
Kay used the spray before he died. We might still be able to see it.
There's blood everywhere in
It's
here,
okay.
though.
If he didn't spray it, there won't be a reaction from any of it. Come on.
Oh.
All right, do it.
Oh, lights off. Don't look at the phone. Turn your phone on silent.
Thanks.
Don't be that guy pulling out an entire
Just as I
laptop and a
thought.
sandwich in the movie theater. Rustling with a bag of
Look.
Reese's Pieces
Dio's
as
left
loudly as you
wrist.
possibly can. Digging through your purse looking for the second bag of Reese's Pieces. The underside of his bracelet is glowing.
Exactly.
But
Because
why?
there are traces of blood on it.
Whose
We've seen
blood?
5 people with serious bleeding. The old woman, Alice, Tenmyoji, and these 2 here.
Right.
I'm disinclined to think this is Dio or Kay's blood, though.
True.
See? If you look, it's been wiped off. Except for the luminol, the bracelet looks clean.
Right.
Did someone wipe blood off a bracelet after being hit with an axe or stabbed
Yeah,
with a
usually they
spear,
can't do that.
And then spray it with luminol. It doesn't make sense.
And that leaves the old woman, Alice, and
Right.
Tenmyoji. Okay, walk over to the light. Go ahead, take your time. This is why we needed to clap on, clap off installed in the office. Do you remember what Tenmyoji said to us in this room?
Can I see the other side of your bracelets? Please, just do.
Please. Do you think Tenmyoji had figured out that one of the bracelets would have blood on it?
Meant he was looking for either Alice's blood or the old woman's.
I wonder which it
No
was.
idea. But whatever the case, Tenmyoji seemed to think that whoever had this bracelet was Zero Senior.
Dio, but now that would mean that Zero Senior's dead, which is kind of unlikely.
Neither one of you is Zero Senior.
Are you saying that because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol?
How could you have figured that out? Yep. Are you saying that Dio is Zero Senior?
No. The only thing I can say for sure is that there's a possibility that Dio killed the other 6 victims.
Right. Then who killed
Okay,
Dio?
Perhaps after he was attacked, he used the last of his strength.
Oh, they killed each other? This is like Romeo and Juliet, except I don't think that Kay and Dio loved each other. Another descendant of species B? Nothing, forget about it. Anyway, if Zero Senior was Dio, then...
All of this would be over. This awful game would be over.
True. I guess we just have to leave now? But it's not over?
An ambidex gate has been opened.
Oh,
5 minutes remain.
that would be
until
Quark. Quark's the only one alive. What the hell is happening? That's impossible. Quark opened a gate?
Whatever. We need to get back to the floor.
Oh,
warehouse.
he must actually just still be out there then. I know I'm coming. Quickly. While this loads, I am going to run to the bathroom. I'll be back in like a minute. I have returned. Have fun, piss Bob. That is crazy. Whoa. Can't a guy take a bathroom break? Is that illegal? Damn it, there's no one here. Did they run
Why
off?
would they run away?
Hell if I know. How the hell did Quark open an AB gate anyway? Without a star key, he shouldn't have been able to get it
He must
open.
have taken one from Dio or Kay before we got to the rec room.
Welcome back, Bathroom Bob. Thank you, thank
we
you.
know they went through a white door.
Oh, now I'm pissless, Bob. Bladder empty, Bob.
Or we saw the footage in the security office. That means they had a star key just like we did.
True. But you didn't find one when you searched them. Maybe Quark's a suspect after all, then? You shouldn't write him off just because he's a kid. Maybe he knows how to use a lance or an
That's
axe.
impossible. You're being an idiot.
Oh, BRB is still up. Thank you for saying. I would have just left that up for the entire stream.
It's much more likely he found the key card after they died.
You're saving me a lot this time, Holland. Twice now. 2 for 2. You're a hero, a champion. Let's go find
Any ideas
him.
where to look?
Nothing. How on earth would I know where he might be?
Well, there's There's one place I'd like to check out. Come on.
You know something I don't? I would like to get this ending finished, like, before I end stream, but it is taking a long time. The room Dio and Kay investigated.
Aren't you curious?
Of course. Besides, Quark might be there. Alright, let's move. So much yapping in this ending. The door says director's office.
Belongs to the director.
Astute observation. I hope it has one of those chairs. You know, the folding ones that say director on the back. I've always wanted to sit in one and say stuff like action, or cut, or double decaf chai soy latte now.
And that's what you think we'll find in there?
Of course. Aren't you excited?
Well, there could be anything in there. So, no, not really.
You're being a bit of a downer. What happened to no pessimism allowed? Can't we just be happy?
Easy. We'd settle things right now and then get the hell out.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna open it.
You don't need to keep asking me if...
For permission. It was a statement this time, not the ask. I demand that the door be opened. Right? Ominous?
There's no one here.
That computer's been turned on?
Maybe Dio and Kay did that.
What the hell is this?
Lion.
Is biting. Oh? Oh? There's a couple input fields for a user ID and a password?
Can't use it unless we know what those are.
True. Why don't you put something in?
Give it a shot.
Just guess. Just guess. We've done it before.
Yeah.
Because Devore used D.
Might as well forget about this thing for now.
I've done it before.
Password. See if we can find any other clues. This is the director's office after all.
Oh, we're about to get the termite speech from assumedly Ace again. It's been a while since I've been in here. Fi turned and headed off toward a bookshelf, leaving me alone next to the desk. I felt compelled to stay and found myself staring at the screen. A lion biting the sun, a lion biting the sun, a lion biting the sun. Memento mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun, remember death, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Could this be the ninth lion? Then maybe. Memento mori. Why is it just like below her? Remember death. Memento mori. Remember death. Oh, it's showing us all kinds of deaths. We've passed a check. Memento mori. Remember death. Memento mori. Remember. Oh. Here we are. We've done it. We've done it. May they rest in peace. So true. Memento mori. Memento. No? Huh? Is it not Memento mori? How am I supposed to know? Hold on. Do I have the files for this? Big monitor hens, frequency list, rough sketch of the moon, PEC, hydroscopics, steps for dissecting a frog, dice game, door puzzle, Excelivir, note about IG, business cards. I remember this. Was this like not relevant? What are we doing? Oh, did I just mess something up? Oh, I totally did. Ninth. Oh man, I didn't know anything. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd seen the ID and password somewhere before. Wait. Oh, I think I messed something up. To be continued. Hold on. Can I do it? It's not locked. It's not locked, so I'm pretty sure I can do it. So... Oh no, don't make me like re-click through all of it. It's not locked, so I have seen it before. I just didn't know, yeah, I just didn't remember.
There's no one here.
Skip! Let me in, let me in. Memento Mori, remember death. Yeah, ninth son ate the lion. I get the idea. Remember death. Memento Mori, remember death. Maybe I don't know it though? Did I can't remember if I had to do this in the previous one. Password's just going to be, yeah, it's just that. So we know that the business cards are like this. This was for something. Was it for this? I don't remember. Memento Mori, ninth lion ate the sun. So, ninth lion ate the sun. Oh, well, I mean, that's convenient. It fills all the spots by itself there. ID. I'm not sure if this is something that I should be able to answer. Like, I actually don't know. He said that... Sigma said that that he's seen it before. Which means that I probably have done it. But I can't remember if, like, the business cards are from this. I don't think they were. Because I had to move business cards around, right? Would I have this still? Because these two were from this room. I had to move them around for a specific something. Did I need to have all of it written down? Is there any way for me to know whether I should have this information or not? Because now I'm like thrown off. Memento Mori, two milkmen go comedy. Ninth lion. Have I? No, I've never completed this computer before. Remember death. Memento Mori, remember death. I guess we can try like this. Remember death. Oh, oops, that's the wrong button. Oh, let me out. No, don't to be continued. I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong button. You have to understand. We'll save. Third time's the charm. Because I assume, like, if it was locked off here, and this is now open, which it was not before, I don't want to... Did that say Clover bad? Oh no, Clover end, okay. I don't want to go off to a different path right now. Solve the mystery of the two-headed lion. Hold on, just like, help me! Skip. KSDA. That's not enough. Now we get the... You will not know it right now. Okay. Then in that case, I'll just skip through this and back out. I honestly would have wasted my time because Sigma says that he does know it right now, which was super confusing me. So we can just skip through this. I guess I'll load up the other section that we've unlocked now. That's kind of infuriating. I assume that this pathway that we've gone down is now the path to like the true ending. I think he was just hinting at checking your notes. Yeah, that's annoying though. Like if I don't have it in my notes, and because you said that I don't know it right now. But he says check your notes, but I don't have the notes required for it. That's kind of sucky. Look at how far we've come. I might go ahead and just like load into this. How do we stop Fi who planted the bomb? We load this and then we might save this for next time. You would just know if you had it 100%. Oh, for real? Like actually? Like actually? Do you know which path it went down? When I stepped out in the AB room, already gathered. I might just... It isn't just 2 words to not spoil too much. Okay. Because I'm afraid that it's going to end up being like that Latin phrase that Fi used, but I don't remember what that is, and I don't know if that's in my notes at all. Gollum Bay plug, yeah. Poster with an eye on it. PEC Researcher's Journal, no. Injection gun, Excelivir. And then, yeah, I don't think we have it. Cool. I'm gonna save it here. And I guess wrap things up. We'll start from this point. Check Gollum. Or however it's spelled. Okay. Where's Gollum? Gollum. PEC Gollum Bay plug poster with eye on it. This is the Gollum Bay plug. This was in the Gollum Bay. This was in the Gollum Bay. This was in the Gollum Bay. This is the Radical 6 excerpt. I don't think I have anything else from Gollum. We'll see. Hold on. Let me just like mark all of this. Don't worry about it for now. Okay. Then I assume we are good. Surely they would not hide it in the secret file section, or else I would freak out. But yeah, I am going to wrap it up. Can you believe that I'm 30 hours into this game? It's kind of crazy. Let me read names. Thank you, Jury. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Holland. Thank you, Toto. Thank you, Umaru. And thank you, Cyan. That should be everybody for today. I will not be streaming Wednesday. I will be streaming Friday. I will put up the waiting room earlier this time. I think that's what I'm going to do from now on, is put up waiting rooms and try to be more consistent about that, just so people know when streams are happening, because that's a big negative point for me. I will continue this next week. I will probably have a full stream week next week. It's hard to promise anything right now. But I will shave the yapping down because it's been 2.5 hours, and I will talk to you all again on Friday. Goodbye.